Hi, today is Tuesday, November 26th, 2024. So, yesterday was my payday and it was without a bonus. But luckily, 29th of this month, that's Friday, this Friday, I will get some bonus from my company. It's called uh, corporate performance based bonus, right? Not individual performance based, but it's a corporate wide uh, performance. It's basically when the revenue, EBITDA, right? EBITDA after taxes, deductions, and all the revenue is a certain above the certain amount of amount, then we just get 10% of that amount. I mean, the total revenue and distributed evenly among the employees. It doesn't matter whether you are a manager or just employee, we get the same bonus. So I'm excited about that, but still I need a lot of money. Just like Jesus Christ wanted more money. Uh, this article is about family constellations therapy. I've done it like 6 weeks ago, and it was quite eye opening. But somehow I feel it could be tempered with the participants' own desire and willingness. So we gotta be careful, right? They could be not 100% right. They could be wrong. So we should take that into account. It's more like a psychotherapy with some fun and some insight and the possibility, right? And let's read this article to practice English by reading it aloud. I'm sitting in front of Dongmyeong Church. That's the largest church in Gwangju, and it's 7:37. My office is about 400 meters away. That's about 500 yards. And after reading this, I will walk over to my office on foot. Usually, I commute on foot every day, and I walked about 40 minutes so far. So 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes more. I have to walk more to my office. Family constellations. Exploring a controversial approach. Publicado 22 January 2023. Wow. So this is Madrid, right? It's from Spanish. Cale Guzman El Bueno, right? And the email address, there's email address. In the world of psychology and therapy, there are various methodologies and approaches used to help people heal trauma, resolve emotional conflicts, and improve their mental well-being. Among these approaches, one of the most controversial and debated is that of family constellations. This technique, developed by German therapist Bert Hellinger in the 1990s, proposes a unique way of addressing psychological problems through the exploration of family and group dynamics. Family and group dynamics. In this article, we will explore in depth what family constellations are, how they work, their fundamental principles, their criticism, and controversies, right? Their fundamental principles. This is good phrase, man. Their fundamental principles, their criticisms, and controversies, as well as their effectiveness and application in modern therapy. Origins and foundations of family constellations. Family constellations have their roots in systematic therapy and phenomenology. What is a phenomenology? Phenomenology. Two psychological currents that focus on interpersonal relationships and the subjective experience of relationships. People, Bert Hellinger who developed this approach was inspired subjective experience of relationships of people, right? Bert Hellinger, who developed this approach, was inspired by his extensive professional background as a Catholic priest, missionary in Africa, and family therapist to create a method that addressed emotional problems from a broader and deeper perspective, from a broader and deeper perspective, from a broader and deeper perspective. Principles and fundamentals. The basis of family constellations is the idea that individuals are influenced by the unconscious dynamics of their family systems, and that these dynamics can affect their emotional and psychological well-being. Hellinger postulates that each family has its own order and balance, and that when this order is disturbed by unresolved conflicts, trauma, or family secrets, problems can arise in the lives of the descendants. Therapeutic process. In a family constellation session, a therapist guides an individual or group to represent members of the client's family, as well as symbolic elements such as emotions, illnesses, or specific situations. Through the arrangement of these constellations in space and the interaction between representatives, we seek to reveal hidden conflicts. Yeah, it's cold out here, man. It's rainy and a little bit windy. Not that cold, but a little bit chilly because it's raining and with some wind, so you feel a little bit cold. But actually, it's not that cold, right? Let's see how. Yeah, it's 10 degrees Celsius only. Therapeutic process. In a family constellation session, right, in space, we seek to reveal hidden conflicts, find solutions, and restore balance in the family system. Transgenerational approach. A central aspect of family constellations is its transgenerational approach, which recognizes the influence of past generations on an individual's present life. Transgenerational, right? Transgenerational. According to this perspective, unresolved traumas or significant events in family history can be transmitted through generations, affecting the emotional and relational health of descendants. I have atopic dermatitis or eczema and headache, so I went to family constellations. It alleviated like 10% of my headache afterwards. But about the eczema, I still have to see if I will have another flare-ups in the summertime. Usually my eczema flare-ups becomes worse in the summertime. In the wintertime, luckily now, it used to be terrible, but now it's okay, almost non-showing, right? Recess, controversies and criticism. Despite their popularity in certain therapeutic circles and their alleged effectiveness in addressing complex problems, family constellations have also been the subject of criticism and controversy within the psychological community. Some of the main points of debate include lack of empirical evidence. One of the most frequent criticisms against the family constellations is the lack of scientific evidence supporting their effectiveness. Although there are positive testimonies from people who claim to have experienced significant changes after participating in constellation sessions, The lack of controlled and replicable studies has generated skepticism in the scientific community. Has generated skepticism in the scientific community. Another recurring criticism is the presence of mystical and spiritual elements in family constellations. Some therapists who practice this approach incorporate concepts of energy, karmic destiny, and spiritual connections into their sessions, which may be considered unrigorous from a scientific perspective, unrigorous, can be considered unrigorous. Risk of addressing trauma without preparation. Some critics warn that family constellations can expose people to reliving traumas and conflicts without adequate therapeutic support. The emotional depth and intensity of the experiences in a constellation can be overwhelming for some people, especially if they do not have the support necessary to process those emotions, right? Emotional depth and intensity of the experiences. Reliving traumas and conflicts without adequate therapeutic support. Applications and effectiveness. Despite the criticism and controversies surrounding family constellations, many therapists and patients have reported significant benefits from using this approach in therapy. Some of the possible applications and areas in which some effectiveness has been observed include family conflict resolution. Family constellations can be useful in identifying conflict patterns in family relationships and find ways to heal and reconcile dysfunctional dynamics. By addressing the roots of problems in the family system, you can work toward resolving conflict and improving communication. Healing trauma and emotional wounds. Many people have experienced a sense of relief and liberation by exploring and understanding the emotional traumas and wounds that have been passed down through generations. Family constellations offer a safe space to address these past experiences and seek ways to heal and reconcile. Passed down through generations. A sense of relief and liberation. 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 Improve the interpersonal relationships. By identifying and resolving conflicts in the family, family constellations can also contribute to improving interpersonal relationships in other contexts, such as work or social contexts. By healing family dynamics, new possibilities for connection and personal growth can be opened. Conclusions. In short, family constellations are a controversial therapeutic approach that has sparked both interest and skepticism. Right? This is good. That has sparked both interest and skepticism. In the field of psychology, while its effectiveness and validity continue to be debated, many people have found this method a powerful tool to explore their family ties, heal emotional wounds, and improve their emotional well-being. As with any therapeutic approach, it is essential to find a trained and ethical therapist who can safely guide the constellation process and offer the support necessary to integrate lived experience, right? I don't know, integrate past experience. So from this article, there are certain expressions that I decided to stop reading and try to memorize. One, there are several, right? Transgenerational, the sense of liberty and relief, right? The sense of relief and liberty, the depth and intensity, controversial, the therapy has sparked both interest and criticism, both sparked and skepticism, right? Has sparked both interest and skepticism. 먼저 가. Well-being. What else? Interpersonal relationships, healing, trauma, relieving conflicts. Without effective therapeutic support, passed down through generations, lack of empirical evidence, controversies and criticism, transgenerational approach, therapeutic process, principles of fundamentals, order and balance, origins and foundations of family constellations. Bert Hellinger, right? Thanks for listening, and many thanks to Kelly Guzman El Bueno. And this site is Trust Psychology, right? I don't know. Their email address is info@mentesbiertaspiciocologia, right? Psychologia, right? .com. Thanks for listening and enjoy your Tuesday. Bye-bye.